What is up? Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier. And again, there's no Jason. Unfortunately, Jason will not be joining us for the next few shows, most likely. He unfortunately was in an accident and has injured his hand. And so I'll be doing a few shows just on my own, but hopefully we'll get him back slotted in. Maybe hopefully by the I don't know, 2 or 3 shows from now, he'll be back ready to record. So it's just me for the next few shows. But I am back and I'm here to record a new show that is actually streaming on HBO Max, is also in theaters, which is called Space Jam: A New Legacy. And I say, without further ado, I say we get right into it. Being a kid, I did see, or being younger, I saw the first Space Jam, which starred Michael Jordan. And the whole cast with that one, and I think Charles Barkley and a few other NBA players were in that one as well. Honestly, it wasn't a film that I necessarily loved. I thought it was okay. It was pretty basic, but it was only about an hour and a half long, so it wasn't too long. But I thought overall it was okay. I think if I had to rate that one, I think I gave it like a 3 out of 5 or something like that for the Michael Jordan one. So it did its job. It entertained the kids and whatever case may be. Fast forward to now, we now have Space Jam: A New Legacy, which stars LeBron James. It's got your same host of characters, your Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and then also it's got a lot of pretty big cast as well. Don Cheadle's in it. Sarah Silverman's in there. It's got L. Ray Howard. It's got a bunch of people in there, and there's a few cameos. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but there's a cameo later in the film of somebody that has a similar name to another famous star. But it's got a pretty all-star cast. So it's, so they definitely were able to step up the budget on this one. I don't know what the cost of the film was, but clearly the budget was definitely really, really high for the star power they were able to get into the film. So in this story, basically, LeBron James is kids are outside playing basketball, and one of his kids who's named Dom is just not focusing. He's been having some struggles. He's more involved in like playing video games and things of this nature, and also designing video games, whereas LeBron kind of basically wants him to be more interested and focused on basketball. Meanwhile, an algorithm, which is basically being controlled by Don Cheadle's character, who's called Albie Rhythm. Basically, I know I'm laughing already. It basically is controlling the algorithm, the computerized algorithm, and basically designs like this series for LeBron James that he's not interested in. And long story short, he basically, because he gets slighted by LeBron James, decided to basically bring him into the game, as well as his son as well. And basically tells LeBron that he will have to play his team, which are going to be the Goon Squads, and versus basically the Toon Squad or the Looney Tune Squad, basically in a game of basketball. And if LeBron James' Toon Squad loses to the Goon Squad, basically LeBron and his son will have to basically stay on the game forever. Also, because the son is a computer programmer, Don Cheadle's character, or Albie Rhythm, basically forces his son Dom to basically help design like the playing field, or the playing not field, I should say, the playing court for the game. Also helps him like redesign characters, and they use basically NBA players and some WNBA players. Klay Thompson's one of them. Who else is there? Anthony Davis and a few other Damian Lillard. There's a few other players that they have in there as well to play like this basketball game against each other. And that's basically, in a nutshell, the story of the movie. So it's a kids film. It's rated PG. Overall, in my opinion, I felt the original one was a little bit better, just in my overall opinion. And I'll be honest to say, I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm not a huge LeBron fan. His acting is okay, I guess. Same with Michael Jordan. Neither one of them are like, great actors by any means. But they do have an all-star cast. There are some laughing parts. There are some parts where I laugh, but the story it's a much longer film. It's almost 2 hours long versus the original one, which is like an hour and a half. So that extra 20 minutes definitely makes it a little bit longer, and probably a little bit longer for a film that's designed for kids to hold their attention. I feel like the longer running time, you're probably going to lose some of the younger kids as well. Just my overall take. Overall, I just thought it was okay. Nothing great about it. I heard some comments of, well, it's not really designed for adults. It was more designed for kids, which I don't buy that logic because, there's tons of films that are designed for kids that are great, that both kids and adults love. The Toy Story films, those are great films made for kids. Adults love it. Up, another great film that was designed for kids, but also adults love it. Wally, I could go on and on about films that were designed for kids that also adults can love. This is definitely a film that I felt like more kids might enjoy than adults, because adults might find it basically corny and silly, which I in a nutshell did. I thought it was overall kind of corny, a little silly in parts. But I mean, if you're going into it and you want to see the Looney Tune characters play a game of basketball with, Michael Jordan, or in this case LeBron James, the biggest stars in the world in sports, and I think overall kids are probably going to enjoy it. I don't know that adults are necessarily going to get the same rise out of it. Most adults that I've talked to seem to not like it as much as the kids did, and it just overall wasn't for me. I guess if you have little kids, they might enjoy it, but even my son, who's 15, he was just like, it was okay. So I mean, so now, and he's a huge basketball fan, and he's a big LeBron James fan, even more so than I would be. So I mean, and even he thought it was just okay and kind of corny and silly in parts. So I guess it just depends on who you are. I mean, if you got a kid that's like 10 and under, I mean, and you guys are watching it, he may enjoy it, but I don't think most adults are going to enjoy it that much. It's just, like I said, it's just really silly. It's just really corny. They brought in some big name stars, but LeBron's acting is not that great. And, it's just, the imagery was just so weird because they tried to update, I guess, the digital imagery of it, and the look of it just didn't do a whole lot for me. Like I said, there's many jokes that were told in it that just really weren't that funny. So I definitely had some issues with it. If I had to grade this film, I would probably say I'm going to say a 2 out of 5. So which is basically, okay. It's just okay. No need to revisit, no need to rewatch it. It's a 2 out of 5. And so I'm going to give it this face, which is pretty much just a straight face. But let me know down in the comments. Did you see Space Jam: A New Legacy? Did you like it? Was he acting great? Did you think it was corny? Did you think it was silly? I don't know. Maybe you loved it. Most people that I know of and most critics that I know of tend to kind of agree more with me. It's the reviews have not been kind for this film, and also the box office. It looks like it's not really doing as well as they thought it was going to be, because you could tell this movie, there was a lot of money put into the movie just by the star power and whatever LeBron demanded be in it, and then all the animation, and of course all the Sarah Silvermans and all the other big name stars that they had on board for this film as well. But again, let me know down in the comments. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And as always, we ask that you comment, like. If you like the channel, make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss the updates. And we'll be back again with another show for you guys again real soon. We thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye.